Hey, it's Vas here from Aussie RC Playground and welcome to another unboxing. Today we have ourselves a new brand to the channel yet again. This one is from Atrek. Now Atrek is actually an exclusive brand to Hobbies Direct that are based out in Geelong here in Victoria. They do of course ship nationally, so you can pick these up on their website as of right now. They do have 5 cars on the range, and I've actually got my hands on all 5 cars. Now they do have a couple of color variants between some of those cars, and I've only just got one of each. So that's I don't have all the colors, which is fine because you don't need to see all the colors. But there will be links in the video description for you guys to go and check out if you want to see what other colors are available in the cars that I unbox. So this one here is the first one that we're going to be looking at. This is the Peak. It is designed to be a beginner RC. It's a 1/10 scale electric 4-wheel drive monster truck. It is not brushless, it is running brushed motors, and yes, I did say motors because apparently it's running a dual motor system. Now top speed on this guy is going to be 45 kilometers an hour, which I think is plenty for most people, especially if you're a beginner. It's got a really long run time. They're claiming about 20 minutes. I'm not entirely sure how accurate that's going to be because there's a lot of variables as to what sort of outcome you're going to get out of a battery, but you know, the fact that they're claiming 20 minutes is actually pretty good. And of course, everything is included in the box, including charger, batteries for the car, and batteries for the remote as well. Now, this is a 4-wheel drive vehicle. It does say that it's waterproof electronics, but with any car that claims that, I always try to avoid water anyway, because even if the electronics are waterproof, you got things like bearings and metal components and screws and all the rest of it that can potentially rust up over time. So ideally you want to avoid the wet when you can, but at least you know that if you do run through a puddle or something like that, the thing's just not going to explode and then fail on you immediately. 4-wheel drive, as I said, does come with LED lights, although they are not pre-installed in the vehicle. You can install them if you wish, and you've got oil-filled shocks and metal gears as well. So let's have a look at this guy up close and just see what this Atrek brand has to offer with this little beginner RC. I'll just pop this guy over to the side just here and just show you everything that you get included in the box. Of course, you get the truck fully assembled and ready to go. You get your radio. You have a manual in here as well. This goes through some basic information regarding the vehicle. There's a little leaflet there, and then you've got all the components that are included, how to install the batteries, how to charge the battery for the actual car itself, how to operate the radio. Pretty basic stuff. There are some exploded views here as well with some part numbers, so if you do have a mishap or something wears out and you need to replace it, all those part numbers are there. And I do believe Hobbies Direct are stocking all the spare parts for everything, so if you do need to order anything, you can just contact them and away you go. Now in this little baggie here that you get a few good things in this one. So of course you have the charger for the car. So this runs on a 2S or 7.4 volt LiPo battery, and you just basically plug the USB into anywhere, like a phone power brick or your laptop or wherever you've got a USB port, and you can charge up your battery. It does include the LEDs, as I said, that you can install in the vehicle if you wish. I'm probably going to install them as well, so why not? They're here, may as well make use of them. You do get 4 AA's for your radio. I do believe the radio actually only runs on 3 AA's, but hey, at least you get a spare. Maybe you can find a use for that spare one down the line. Now in this little bag you actually get some goodies, which I do appreciate what they've actually included here. So you get a little cross wrench here, which is to remove your wheels. And then they also give you some spare body pins. There's also a couple of spare wheel nuts in here and a couple of wheel hexes, as well as I did see one or two. There's 2 extra cross pins that go behind the hexes. One of the most common things that tends to happen with new RCs is sometimes the wheel nut will fall out and then the wheel will go flying and then you'll lose your hex. And even if you find a hex, because it's a fairly decent size thing, and depending where you're running you might find that one, the little cross pin always goes missing, and that's needed to stop the hex from spinning on the axle. So the fact that they've included these little goodies in here is actually brilliant. I would have liked to have seen an Allen key or something to use. I think this all uses Phillips heads anyway. Like a little screwdriver would have been nice as well, but Most people have screwdrivers lying around the house anyway, but these tools, definitely a big plus. So good on them for including all of that. And yeah, that's everything you get included in the box. So taking a look at the radio is actually a very nice unit. Feels really good in the hand, like the ergonomics of it and everything feel really nice. The trigger is a little bit light, but you know, you'll get used to that. What I do like about the trigger is the brake lever on the back here. It's very snug on my finger, so when I go into brake or reverse, it's right there. There's really no gap. I really don't have any complaints about holding the radio. The wheel itself is a foam wheel. The springs don't feel too bad either. Hopefully this will actually work quite nicely. Runs on 3AA's, as I said. And then on top here, we've got our very basic controls. We have a push button on off, and there's some LED surrounding it, so you know the status of the radio. We have our steering trim over on this side. We have steering dual rate over on this side, and a little LED indicator in there as well. We have our steering reverse switch over here, and then over here, they didn't give us a throttle dual rate, but we do have a throttle high and low speed, which I don't know what percentages these are, but when I use the truck, we'll figure that out a little bit. It might be 50% and then 100 or something like that. We'll see. But it is nice that they include some kind of speed limiter on there for the real beginners out there, especially the younger kiddies who are just basically going to pull the trigger and hope for the best. So yeah, you won't be smacking this at full speed into walls and ankles and things like that. So I think that'll be pretty good. Overall, I have to say, as long as the radio doesn't have any range issues or delays, I think this will actually be a pretty good handset for this truck. Now moving on to the truck itself, I have to say this actually looks really good. The color, and I don't know if this will actually come through on camera properly, but the color is like this candy apple red, and it's got a bit of a pearl to it as well. It just looks really good. I really like the color that they've chosen for this. The wheels look really nice. The tires look well proportioned to the truck as well. You've got a nice flexible bumper on the front here. There's also one on the back, which isn't too bad. Underneath, when we look at the chassis, it is an all-enclosed chassis, but one of the things that I wasn't expecting when I flipped this thing over was to see aluminium skid plates on the front and rear of the truck, just under the diffs there, to offer a little bit of extra protection. So yeah, really impressed with the way that they've set this up. Now, let's start from the outside and work our way in as always. I'm going to say that the tires themselves, although they are foam filled, they do feel a little bit hard on the rubber compound. It is a very nice tread pattern that they've gone with here, but it does feel really firm, really stiff, especially on the sidewalls a little bit. I think this truck would have definitely benefited from slightly softer compound on this rubber, but you know, it remains to be seen. I haven't driven it yet. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Suspension wise, I got to say, very limited travel for what it is. You can see that it doesn't really travel very much. Now this is of course only a 45 kilometer an hour truck. It's not going to be very quick. You're not going to do massive jumps or anything like that with it. So it may be totally fine. But one thing that does always concern me with suspension setups is when the trucks don't, the suspension doesn't bottom out. So you can't get this to actually hit the ground. There's quite a fair bit of gap there. Some might say that that's actually a good thing because, well, you're not smacking the chassis on the ground. I think that it's not great because obviously you're putting a lot of stress on those shocks. You're compressing the shocks to the point of failure. There's nothing to really stop that. And you could blow out shock caps and things like that. That's the only concern. Now, again, this is a lightweight vehicle. It's not very fast. I could be overthinking it, but it's just some things to point out, okay? Taking the body off, it does have tiny little body pins, so be mindful when taking these off, they don't go flying somewhere. And we'll have a better look at the body itself. It's got a bit of a pinkish color on the inside. Doesn't look too bad. It's a little thin, but again, lightweight truck. I think this will actually do okay. It's going to be a shame to scratch this guy up because it does look really good. I really like the paint scheme on it. And then we can see the chassis itself just here. It's a fully enclosed chassis. It does have double shocks on the back because most of the weight's going to be on the back here. And then we have single shocks on the front. Now, one of the other surprises that I wasn't expecting with this truck, it's got CVDs on the front, which I guess, I know a lot of cars nowadays tend to have that. You don't really get cars with dog bones on the front as much. But again, being a beginner RC, I just wasn't expecting that. It does have standard dog bones on the rear, which is totally fine. And then of course you've got on these bumpers, there's little provisions there for you to pop your LEDs. The body posts are adjustable, so I suppose you could probably put some aftermarket bodies on here if you wanted to and adjust the body posts accordingly. And then your battery, you might be wondering, well, where do I put my battery? Because this is our ESC over here. Motors will be hidden underneath here, and then we just basically squeeze this together and we get our battery, and our battery cover comes off just like so. The battery is a 1600 milliamp. It is only a 25C, but I think for this little truck, 25C will be fine. Comes with Dean's plugs, which again, for this little truck, I think is totally fine. That's really it. I mean, it's very, very simple to access and service the vehicle. Of course, you're gonna have to take out some screws here and really get underneath the chassis to see and service the vehicle accordingly. But I think overall, it's actually not too bad. Now, I was talking about the shock caps blowing off, but you know what? They've actually put little aluminium caps on here, I've just noticed. The shocks don't have any preload spacers, and they're not threaded bodies, so you can't really tune the shocks unless you get the preload spacers from somewhere else, or you make your own up. Maybe install some zip ties on there or something like that if you really need to. But that's probably unnecessary on a vehicle like this. Overall, very clean setup. You know, trying to keep things simple for newcomers into the hobby. You have a charger that doesn't require you know, anything special to operate it. You basically just plug the balance lead in and you're away. You're charging your battery. Did I plug this in the right way? No, I think it's the other way around. And then this just goes in and clips in there like so. And that's it, your battery's in place. And then you can pop your body on top. And that's it. I mean, very simple setup. Yeah, not bad, I have to say. For a beginner RC, not bad at all. Alright, so that's going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and got something out of it. Stay tuned for more. I will be taking this out over the next few days and giving it a bash and see how it performs. I'm very curious to see if it can actually get to those 45 km/h speeds and how it's going to handle and perform overall, especially with these rather hard compound tires. So it'll be interesting to run this little guy. Being four-wheel drive, it should be pretty simple and easy to drive, I would assume. But we'll soon find out. I do love the body on it, the color scheme, very simple, just a single color, doesn't need fancy graphics or anything like that, but you pick a nice color like this and the truck definitely stands out and looks fantastic. So yeah, big props to Atrek and Hobbies Direct. Again, I'll have links in the video description for you guys to check out. Big thanks to them for sending these out for review. I really do appreciate them supporting the channel. And yeah, stay tuned for more. That's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll be speaking to you all next time.